Hi everyone, I'm so happy to have you. Welcome to Overcome by Your Testimony. I'm Chrissy, and today I'm talking about the Lord knows. Many of us are asking the Lord when. When? When will I get married? When will I get my dream job? When will I go back to school? When will I meet the man of my dreams? When will I be financially stable? When will I get to see my family and my friends again? When will I get pregnant? When, just when, whatever your when is, I'm just here to tell you that the Lord knows. He sees and He knows. But guess what? You're not too old, you're not too late, everything is on schedule, and there's a time and a season for everything under the sun. Okay, guys? There's a time and a season for everything under the sun. So, just remember that, okay? And I'm going to just share a testimony with you guys because that's what my program is about. Sometimes I talk about other things. But this time I really want to share just a short testimony with you guys. So, as most of you know, and for those who don't know, I migrated to Canada. This is my 5th year. And I remember my first Christmas in Canada. I was invited over to somebody's house, me and the children. And yeah, it was nice of them to invite us and everything. But I remember prior to going, I felt this overwhelming sadness just came over me, and I broke down because it was just too much, right? Because I was thinking about my previous Christmases back home, and I used to think, oh, I used to do the hosting, like I used to make the dinner, invite mommy, my sister, my brother sometimes, and just, random people, friends, whomever want to come over. For the last few years before I came here, I was doing that. And all of a sudden, I'm in Canada, and I felt so lonely. Even though I had my children with me, I felt so lonely, so empty. A lot of people here didn't really understand what I was experiencing. And just everything just came back to me. The fact that I had to leave Jamaica, the fact that I had to come here and start over again, the fact that I only have 2 cousins here, and one lives far away and the other I see occasionally. But it was just the hardest thing, just being here, and you feel so alone. And it's Christmas, and that's when all the memories come back. And it was so hard. And then it was snowing, and of course the snow is beautiful and everything, but it's also a lonely place to be. Sometimes it looks dark outside, and I don't like the darkness. I'm not a winter person, I'm a spring person. I was born in spring. So it was really hard for me. And what a lot of people fail to understand, most people here, they figure that if you come to Canada, you must be running away from poverty, or you were worse off where you were coming from. And that, in my case, that wasn't it, right? I had to leave Jamaica under insinuating circumstances, and I came here, and I came with my children, and they were already used to a particular life in Jamaica. Like, they went to private schools. I would take them to school, pick them up, or pay somebody to get them. They had their own quarters. We didn't have to share anything. And then here I was in Canada. And I'm not complaining. I'm just giving you my testimony, right? And I'm just making a comparison. So here I am in Canada. I was renting. And that was like God's favor in my life, to be honest, because God kind of just lined everything up. However, it wasn't under the greatest circumstance, because we were sharing with another family, which was a good setup, right? It was a good setup. It was a whole house we were sharing. but we were sharing one kitchen and one washroom, and it was me and my kids. So it was four of us and three of them. So it was seven people in the house sharing the same kitchen and the same washroom. And of course, as I said, it's a great setup, and a lot of people would say yes, it was a good thing because other people came up under worse circumstances. But when you think about where you're coming from, and when you look on your children, mind you, they might have been a bit spoiled, but then that's what they're used to. You can't kill them, right? And they look at me sometimes and they're like, seriously, mommy, this is what you brought us here for this? Like, why? Where's the car? Why do we have to walk? Why do we have to take the bus? And they used to complain so much, and oh Lord, it was the hardest thing for me to deal with, and just to try to convince them that it's gonna get better, it's gonna be okay. How do you explain that to kids, right? And it was really hard. So that Christmas day, I broke down. Everything just came back to me, and I was so overwhelmed. And I was asking God, when will this change? When will I get my happy ending? Because I feel like every time I get close to being happy, something happens and change that. And it was one of those moments where I was just tired. I was tired of starting over. I was tired of trying to figure life out. I was tired of being on my own, fighting on my own. I've always been fighting. I feel like I've just always been fighting. And yet people tell you that you're so strong. And yes, you're so strong, but oh God, there are times when you just need a shoulder to cry on. And because you're supposed to be so strong, there's always, oftentimes, no one there. And it's a lonely place to be. So honestly, check on your strong friends, your strong friends. Check on them, because you don't know what they're going through behind closed doors. And I remember I prayed that day. I bawled. I bawled my eyes out that day. I feel like it was just some tears I was holding on to maybe for months. I just really cried. I stooped by my bedside and I just bawled. I bawled. I was on the floor. I bawled, because I was just so overwhelmed. I was just so tired. Yeah. And I remember after I finished crying and everything, because I had to gather myself. I don't even know where in the house the kids were, but I had to gather myself because I don't want to I don't want them to see me crying, right? Because I'm supposed to be strong. So I gathered myself, and suddenly, I'm going to say God spoke to me, and he said, write down some stuff, write down what you want. And I got I had a little book, and I started writing stuff down. I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. And I told God what I wanted in a husband. I told God where I wanted to live. I just told him everything. I just wrote it down. If you hear my son crying in the background, it's what it is. I'm a mama. But I just wrote some stuff down and I prayed over it. And I just put the book away. And that's what happened. And I remember a few months later, a guy came to church. I'm going to say his name on here because I told him that he prophesied to me, and pretty much everything he said came to pass. I'm going to call his name on here. So he came to church. His name is Jermaine Williams. He came to church and he was there for day and night service. And in the day, he preached about overnight blessing. And honestly, when there's a word and it's just for you, I kind of hung to that word like it's mine. I rejoiced, I received it. Honestly, I felt like he came to that church just to speak to me, and I hung on to that word. And in the night, he was preaching again. I don't remember what he was preaching on. Maybe it's the same topic. And I saw him coming towards me where I was sitting, and I started smiling because I knew he was coming for me. And when he got to me, he asked, "Why are you smiling? You know I'm coming for you, right?" And I said, "Yes." And I walked back up with him, and he prophesied into my life. He said, I'm a fighter. I've been through so much. And God is going to take me from the back to the front. He's going to launch me. And I cried so much because it's what I've been praying for. It's what I've been praying for. I cried so much because I know it was, I just believed God in that moment. I had strong faith. Even me coming to Canada was a big act of faith. Sometimes I look back and I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I did it. Yeah, I sold everything, packed up my kids. I gave away so many stuff. I remember I had so many pairs of shoes and handbags, and I just couldn't bring everything. And I gave all my shoes away. I think I only brought the shoes I was wearing and the running shoes, and I gave everything away. I just didn't realize that I'm gonna need them. And it was winter. I came in the middle of winter, and I saw my handbags. Oh my God, I gave everything away. I sold all my furniture, sold my paintings, gave away clothes because we just couldn't bring everything. And when he prophesied all of that to me, I felt such peace come over me and such reassurance that everything is gonna work out. And I just believed God. I believed God because God knows how many sacrifices I've made. God knows what I had to walk away from. I even left my good job, a job I've wanted for years. I applied to that job 3 times before I got it. 3 times. And finally, the man called and told me that he saw all 3 applications that I sent in, and I must really want to work here. And he gave me the job. It was my dream job. I walked away from it. When I sent my resignation letter, he asked if I'm sure I want to do this, if there's anything he could do to change my mind. And I told him no, I had to do it for personal reasons. And he said, okay, if you're not staying, you need to get us somebody just like you. Yeah, I walked away from that. I walked away from a nice place that I was living. The kids had their comfort, everything. I walked away. I had to. And I trusted God. And I'm saying all of this to say, you don't know when your situation will change. You just don't know, but you have to keep trusting God. Because He will make a way. And His promises are yes and amen. Just trust Him. Have faith. Sometimes you have to walk away from some things that you've prayed for. Some things you've wanted so much. Some things that you feel like you can't live without. Sometimes you have to walk away from them, and God will bless you with more. God will bless you with more. And I know sometimes you feel like you're doing, and you're not being rewarded. Just don't give up. Don't stop doing it. Don't stop. Be not weary in well doing, because in due season, you'll get your reward, but you have to stay the course. You can't faint. You're only gonna get the reward if you stay the course. You can't give up. You can't give up. And I just have a few scriptures I want to leave with you. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. And that's Psalm 126:5. Another one, 1 Peter 5:10. After you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace, who has called you to His eternal glory in Christ, will Himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. And another one, Psalm 35. Weeping may endure for a night. Let me repeat that. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy will come in the morning. It's in the Bible. I didn't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up. It's in the Bible. And I'm going to go back to my testimony. So I wrote some stuff down and I put my book away. And I got that prophecy a month later. I didn't even remember that I wrote stuff in that book. And maybe a year later, I went to this function and I met my now husband. And we were on the phone one day just talking. We were just courting at the time. And we were talking about writing stuff down. And I said to him, wait, you know that I have some stuff written down. I have to go look for that book, you know. And he's like, oh yeah? And I'm like, yeah, I need to go look for that book. I don't even remember what I wrote in that book. And I went and I dug and I dug and I found the book. And honestly, I'm rejoicing. I'm doing my dance. Every single thing that I wrote in that book was in that man. Honestly, I could actually tick things off one by one. Everything I wrote, and I told God, this is what I want in a husband. I met the man with all of those things, honestly. And obviously, we're now married, and we are okay. We're not perfect, Lord knows. I'm about to go look for that book right now because I need to remember what I wrote. But honestly, it's not easy. You gotta work for it. I feel like the same energy you put into it in the beginning, you gotta just keep that up, or else stuff happens. But to God be the glory. Write stuff down. Today I've been on that subject. Write it down. Okay? Write the vision, make it plain. That is Habakkuk 2, verses 2 and 3. Please go read that. Write the vision, make it plain, so that he that reads it will run with it. Though the vision tarry, wait for it. And when it comes, it will speak and not lie. Wait for it, it will come. It will not tarry. And I'm telling you, I'm a testimony that has come to pass. And I'm a testimony that weeping does endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And sometimes your morning take very long to come because we're not very patient people. I'm not patient. I got that prophecy on my life, and there were times when I'm like, God, what's up? Like, I believed you. Where's the fruit? You know, I'm here sowing. Where's my fruit? But honestly, it comes when you least expect it. It comes when you least expect it. And I don't know what your when is, but don't give up. If God promised you, He's gonna give it to you. And guess what? Sometimes He'll give you things where He'll not even promise you. He'll give brata, as Jamaicans would say. Brata is when you get extra on top of what you were expecting. Right? Because God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we can ask or think. And the same God that I serve is the same God that will provide all your needs, and He will not run dry. There's lots in store for everybody. There's enough to go around. Okay? There's enough to go around. So I'm just telling you guys, just hang in there. Don't give up. You're on schedule. You're not late. It's coming. You're not late and you're not old. Don't be thinking, oh, my blessing done passed me by already. No, it's coming. It's just not your turn yet, but it's coming. Don't give up. I used to allow people to tell me, oh, you're too old, oh, you have 3 children, certain things not going to happen for you. Lies. Lies, lies, lies. Dismiss those lies. Send them back to the pit of hell from whence they came. Believe what God has promised you. Believe that your when is coming to pass. It's coming, and you're going to have a testimony too. So wherever you are right now, rejoice. Receive this word that it's coming. Wait for it. Wait patiently for it. Receive it and believe God that it's coming. If He promised it to you, He is going to make sure that that promise come to pass. Wait for it. Okay? Wait for it. I love you guys, and I will come back with another series, another real testimony about what else God has done. And I'll also tell you about my journey after coming to Canada. So you stay tuned for that. I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and remember, don't give up. Hang in there. Bye bye.